If you're leading a team or want to lead a team someday, then let me ask you this. Do you want people to just meet the deadlines, or do you want them to work with honesty, commitment, respect, and care for your other team members? Because best teams, they don't just hit targets, but they share values. Also, another thought coming to my mind, that does your team reflect your values, or are they just following your instructions? Then let me tell you the truth. You don't just build team by just having some company policies around you, the policies that have already been laid by the organization, but you build your team with a purpose in mind. If your team does not live your values, then you don't have a culture, a working culture within your team. Then you only have a company with some nice posters of happy faces, whether they're actually happy working with you or they're not, like no one is bothered, right? There's just a poster you see on all the websites that, we went out for a team meeting, there was a retreat that happened, we gave team rewards and recognition. Now, well, that is beautiful posters, but in reality, if you want to lead a team or make a team that embodies your values, then you're certainly looking for a very nice work culture within your team, within the team. And if every leader starts thinking in that manner, then imagine the kind of work culture you will develop within the company. So today in this episode, I'm going to show you how to build a team that actually lives your values when no one is watching. And I'll also break it down by giving you some everyday work examples that you can recognize and you can even relate to. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. You with Sonia on Thinking Thursdays. And yes, today is a very important topic. It's continuation of leadership video or the episode that I did last week. So I just thought, there is something more that I can speak on that can actually benefit all of you. So hence I thought, let me speak again on leadership, but a very different aspect of leadership. Watch this video right till the end, because at the end, I'm going to give you a free bonus. Yes, which is going to help you in some way that you're trying to, get your team to embody the values that you believe in, and you feel that, it's going to benefit the whole team. So watch it till the end, but don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've still not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Yes, so every Thursday we have a date, and today is our date, and let's get started. Grab your cups of coffee, because coffee is something that we never miss. We start our episode with coffee. Have you forgotten that? So grab your cups and let's get started. See, you need to be very clear about what values look like for you. Saying that we value teamwork is very nice. Yeah, it sounds nice. When you're saying it, it feels very nice that, that we value teamwork. We want the team to work together. But what does it mean in real work situations? You have to turn your values into behaviors for your team. Now, let me show you how you can do that. For example, value is respect. Say you value respect. That's like a very important value in your life. You respect people around you. You respect their opinions. So what are you trying to say is that we want a respectful team. That's what you're trying to say, because if you say that you value respect, but in your mind, what are you trying to tell the other person? That we want to have a very respectful team. And what do you show here? That in any meetings that you have where your team is around you, people listen to each other without interrupting them, without jumping the gun, without trying to prove their point over the others, trying to show the other person down. So when someone disagrees, they stay very calm and they explain why they are disagreeing with the other person without raising any voice. Now that is teamwork, right? Now that is respect for each other. And what are you trying to teach here is that if someone makes a mistake, we correct it, but we never embarrass them in front of others. And that's such a beautiful value. You must have heard that, I value respect. But do you show that in your actions or not? And that is something that makes all the difference. Otherwise, having a value is of no meaning at all. Now, let me give you another example here, right? Because see, I told you that I'm going to give you real work-life examples so that you can know how people can embody those values as well, right? So, we talked about respect. Let's talk about, say, accountability. You value accountability. That's a big value for you. And value is nothing but your beliefs, right? So when I say value, I mean your belief. So you believe in accountability. And here, what are you trying to say to other people is that we own our work. If it is my work, I'm accountable for it. I'm responsible for it. If there was a task given to me, then it is my responsibility to finish that task. So we own our work. And what do you show here? That if a team member misses, say, any deadline or is missing out on their target, they come and tell the team very early on that, sorry, I'm lagging behind, and explain why are you lagging behind. Were you waiting for some report to come in from another department, or there was a third party who was supposed to give you something and that has not reached you, or there were some personal obstacles that you faced, or you needed more resources and you didn't have. So explain the reason why you missed the deadline, or you were not able to achieve the target, or you were not able to go for that training also, for that matter, which the company had scheduled for you. So whatever, if a team member or anyone misses their targets or deadlines, or whatever is the activity that is scheduled, you tell the team other members about it and you explain them why did you miss it, right? Now that's a very beautiful thing, because it leads to also open communication. When you feel that you are accountable and you're owning your work, you are also leading yourself into a door of open communication, transparent communication. And here, being a leader, you don't blame others when things go wrong. You just say that, okay, if there's a problem, okay, let's fix it. And I think this is the way we can fix it. Is everybody okay with it? Any more ideas that you can bring on table? And that's something really nice, because others will face that, okay, fine, I made a mistake or I missed a deadline. My boss is not angry with me, but my boss is, ready to fix the problem for me, is ready to guide me, is ready to mentor me, so that next time I'm not in this situation. He's helping me so much, or she's helping me so much, I will not let this person down. Now that's when you're building a team that is embodying your values. See, if you're already a leader or you're aspiring to become a leader, you should always ask your team regarding the values, that what does it look like when things are going well for you? And what does it look like when things are going wrong? Now, that's a feeling, right? If things are going great, they're feeling motivated, their productivity levels are high, they're collaborating with each other together. When things are not going, or they're looking, going in a wrong direction, now what's happening is there is a blame game happening, accountability no one is taking, people are shying away from owning up that, okay, it was my mistake. So there's a lot of things that happen. And being a leader, or if you're aspiring to become a leader, then I think these are few things that you need to ponder upon. Now, step number 2, what you can do is practice first your values yourself. Now, being a leader, if you say, I value accountability or trust or respect, but you are not owning those values in your behaviors, in your day-to-day action, then your team is also not going to do that, because people watch how you lead, not just by what you say. If you say that, okay, fine, I like punctuality, I value punctuality, but you being a leader, you always come late to office. I mean, like, people don't see you in office till lunchtime, and then by 5:36 you are ready to pack your bags and go. So then where is that punctuality? And people, you call for a meeting, and then you are on a phone call and you tell your team, okay, fine, I'll need 10 minutes, but you take 20 minutes. Now that is not a value that your team is also going to take. Next time you call for a meeting and you say, be punctual, the team will assume that, today also you'll get on a call and you'll make them wait for 20 minutes. So probably they'll only come like 10-15 minutes late. And if that's the day you didn't get a call, you'll feel like a little upset that, you told the team they don't respect you, they didn't come to the meeting on time, but you don't realize that these small little actions your team is observing, that what you say, are you following that or not? So please practice your values yourself, because they're watching you. They're not just watching what you say, but they're watching what your body language is, what your actions are, how are you following your own words. Say, if you ask people to be honest, but you hide your problems, they'll follow your actions, right? They'll not follow your words. Let me give you a everyday example that we face at work. Let's say that you value openness, right? You would like people to openly come and speak to you, speak their mind, share what the big concern that they have in which is the obstacle that is stopping them from performing. So you're basically trying to tell them that you value openness. But then in a team meeting, when someone is giving you feedback and you just reply by saying that I don't have the time for this right now. So, what is the message that you're trying to say? That you say that you're open, but then in a very bad facial expression, you say, oh, I don't have the time for this right now. And the next time somebody else comes and approaches you, you say, I don't have the time for this right now. So then where is openness? So you understand that when you say openness, you need to be open for receiving feedback. When someone is giving you feedback, you should have time for it, you should make time for it. And if you don't have time for it, now how can you give a great response for this is, that's helpful. I didn't realize that. Let's talk more about this after we finish this meeting. I would love to hear more about it so that I can course correct myself. Now, that's a very great response that you can give to others. And it's not like leaders can't make mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes. We are humans. We are bound to make mistakes. So give that benefit of doubt, and you should be very frank in giving your feedback. But don't be rude. Don't be judgmental. It's all about how you are perceiving people also around you. Now, when you're giving that kind of a response, that's helpful. I didn't realize that, there are these areas that I need to work on. Let's talk more about this after we've finished this, whatever that we're doing right now. Now, what you're trying to tell your team is that, openness is safe. That they can discuss anything with you, even if it means that they are disagreeing with your approach, with your thoughts, with the actions that you're wanting to take. So without any kind of hesitation, they can actually come and approach you. And I think it's good to reflect upon sometimes, so maybe you could at the end of your day or at the end of every week, make it a habit, make it a practice. Ask yourself, did I lead the way I wanted others to follow me today? And you'll get the answers only when you start doing these introspection kind of activities with you, when you take little time off to think through how your day went. How did people look up to you for? Were you actually being a good leader to them? Did you actually motivate them? Did they actually show any kind of values that you believe in? That's when things begin to change. These changes start at your level. When you start to show those signs of change, they will sooner or later, you will start seeing that change even in your team as well. Now, step number 3 that I can share with you is that catch people when they're doing things in the right manner. Hamari habit kya hai? I've seen most of the leaders, when their team members are doing great, everything is hanka-dori, they just ignore, okay, fine, that's their job. They were supposed to do well, so they've done well, they've met their targets, they've finished the projects on deadline, they've finished the presentation, they performed very well. But you don't acknowledge that. But the moment they make a mistake, oh yes, that's something like, I've achieved it. Now I'm going to give it back to them. Aisa I don't know kyun hota hai, so you need to catch people doing something right and acknowledge it. If you speak only when, someone is getting things in the wrong way or someone is not performing, then your values will not grow, and they'll not even exist after a point of time, because people repeat when they get noticed, when they get appreciated. So when you start giving the pat on the back and send a message that, this was really nice, I loved the way your presentation went, you looked so confident. When you start giving a little bit of appreciation, start noticing your team members, people tend to repeat their actions because they say, okay, fine, I did something well, my leader appreciated me. So I think the track that I'm going on is right. And people then start repeating their actions. And that's how your team will start embodying good values. Now, here, let me give you like a everyday example of our work life, of our office life. Let's say that your team values collaboration. राइट कोलैबोरेशन क्या होता है आपकी टीम में से 10-12 मेंबर्स हैं दे ऑल हैव टू वर्क टुगेदर किसी का कोई रोल है से इफ इट्स अ मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट और इट्स अ सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट somebody is handling finance, somebody is handling sending receipts, somebody is looking at allotment letters, somebody is processing application forms. So there are different team members within a department and they have to work together, right? So if they don't work together, what will happen? You'll miss deadlines, there'll be loss of productivity, there'll be loss of team morale, and everything will come crashing down, right? So let's say that you want your team to value collaboration. Now, if one person offers to help, say, one of the team members to finish their task before the deadline, now in that situation, what are you supposed to do? Don't just think that, that's nice. The person went out of the way to help the other colleague finish their assignment. They were lacking behind and this person had finished his work. And maybe after finishing his work, he had the spare time and he really wanted the other person to also do good. So he went all out to help the other colleague, right? So don't think in your mind that, it's a nice gesture, but you need to say it out loud. So maybe you can just say thank you for stepping in like that. That's what collaboration looks like. Now, here what you're trying to do is you're trying to show them what values look like and how they can become habits for you in future as well. And one thing you can do is, which I used to do sometimes in my working tenure, I'm no longer working in the corporate life, but I'm into consulting, doing my own thing because it's my break time. I know I've taken a longer break, but I'm enjoying the things that I'm doing right now. So while I was working, I, at the end of each week or at the end of every 15 days, I used to call out the team for 2 to 3 moments when my team lived my values. And maybe 1 or 2 moments where they could have done better or they could have done differently because they missed out from meeting the values. Make it a habit of doing this every week because it'll really benefit you because you're just starting out on this journey, right? So every week, call out to your team and say that, these are 2-3 moments when, you all lived up to the values. So kudos to you. I really love the way you're collaborating, you're respecting each other, you are not jumping on each other in terms of my voice needs to be heard. And maybe you can highlight 1 or 2 moments where your team could have done better or could have done differently and not compromising on the values that you have established within the team. So even a quick message, like probably a big shout out to say Aisha or Rohit for showing great ownership this week. You kept us on track. So a simple messages like this goes all out because then everybody is listening, right? They say that, okay, fine, if this person gets this recognition in the meeting, I'm sure tomorrow when I do something like that, even I'll be recognized for it. That reinforces a behavior in other people and that makes others also aligned with your values. Now, step number 4, you need to start building tiny rituals in your workspace. Because remember, culture sticks only when it's part of your routine, not just, on a nice fancy website of any company. So make your values show up in how you start your meetings, how you make decisions, or even when you give feedback to other people. So some of the rituals, like, you can start your meeting with asking your team that who lived our values this week. Just take a name. Let people choose that name. In one-on-one meetings, you can ask which value you felt it was very hard to live with and why you feel that. And you could even in your team meetings, you can even ask them that where did we drift from our values and maybe how can we get back on track? These small habits, they remind your team members, they remind people that this is who we are. And even when, work gets messy, work gets busy, but this is who we are and we stand for that. Step number 5, protect the culture even when it is hard for you. Because there will be moments when someone breaks your values, someone breaks your beliefs, but they are really skilled. They're good at their job, but they've broken the value. And that is going to be your test as a leader. I'm sure you must be part of a team. You must have seen it around you at your workplace that, there is somebody who is very arrogant, doesn't respect others, but that person is meeting the targets, is completing projects on time. From the work angle, there is no complaint. But from behavior angle, from a personality angle, that person does not fit your values per se. So then what are you going to do as a leader? Because if you let it slide by that, okay, fine, he met the targets, fine, I'll talk to him later. But your team is watching you. Please mind, if you're going to let it slide by, then your team is actually going to think that skills matter more than the character. And is that the message that you want to give to your team? I doubt that. So same, like I just gave you the example, right? If someone is hitting the targets on time but doesn't talk to others properly, making fun of others, is pulling the morale of other people down, is demotivating the other team members. So you can't just ignore by saying that, okay, fine, but he still gets the job done. He's meeting the targets. And you then are giving a message that results are more preferred than respect, right? And that's not something any leader should opt for or should go for, because that one compromise will quietly ruin your entire team's trust in you. So stand up for your values even when it is uncomfortable for you, because that's real leadership. In that case, the person responsible who's met the target, don't give him the recognition. Bring him in the office. Confront him that you are meeting the targets, but that does not make you a good team player. So, in some way, by doing some activities, not making that person also feel very bad about it, but course correct the other person. Your job is to mentor your team also. सारे बच्चे एक जैसे नहीं होते हैं. So all your team members will have different temperaments, different behaviors, and you'll have to treat each one differently. Some people will, be highly motivated if you give them a pat on the back. Some people will be highly motivated if you sit with them one on one, spend some good time with them, motivating them. Whereas there are others who, in spite of all those good words, will not come on track. So probably वो कहते हैं ना, साम दाम दंड भेद, वो सब करना पड़ेगा so that your team stays united, right? So you can also use that साम दाम दंड भेद. I believe in it completely. So stand up for your values even when you feel very uncomfortable about it and you feel awkward about it, because if you want to be a good leader, then you'll have to face these awkward times and awkward situations, right? So if you want to build a team that truly lives your values, then make your values very clear to them, model them yourself, follow your values first yourself, right? Celebrate them when they happen, build daily habits that reinforce them, protect them even when the going is tough. I remember in one of the companies, the company had certain values, and every month our own department used to do these exercises. So we had made these very small little flags, and each value was given a different color. So there was this very tiny slabs made. And so you can start with giving them pins. So each value, give them a different kind of a color pin and ask the teams to do a voting that which team member actually lived for this value, and let them get this pin. This is a small little recognition exercise that you can do, and people can then show and boast also about it that, people have voted because I'm more accountable. People have voted because I've shown respect to other people, or I'm helpful, or I'm more trustworthy than the others, right? So I think when you start doing these little exercises, the effect of this goes a long way in keeping your team together. Before I end this episode, just remember, a strong team isn't built overnight, right? It's built every day in the small choices that we make. Now I know what you're thinking. Now here's the bonus that I was speaking at the beginning of this episode. Most teams, they talk about values, but very few, they actually live them. That's the reason I've created a free worksheet that you can use with your team to make your values more visible and more actionable. So if you want to grab this free worksheet, grab it from the link that I've given in the description below. Click on that link, few details so that I get to know who is the person who's wanting this sheet. Just fill in few details and you'll automatically get the worksheet. But before you go, also share with me what's that one value that you want your team to live by. And what does it look like in action? If this video really helped you, share it with someone who's building a team or culture from scratch. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day, everyone. And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.